We got our countertops in from IKEA finally. It is this, probably see it better from this angle. It's like a concrete. So we're about to cut it. So we've already measured it. And we've taped it per the IKEA instructions. We got the sink in today. Now I'm down here working on my SureFlow pump. I already got a little strainer on it here. And I'm just kind of under here, show you the water situation. I'll have 4 of these. There's 6 gallons. One will be a gray water, so I'll show that as we go along. Now I'm just working on a mounting area for this. I got the SureFlow mounted. I saw this on numerous sites, just kind of wrapping it with some leftover wire. It's very snug. I guess there's less vibration. So I'm going to fix this knot, but we're just going to give it a test before I mount it. Here is the sink setup we got going. We got these Reliance containers. We got one dedicated to gray water, and these will be our 3 fresh water. I have a 1/2-inch hose that comes out into my water strainer, into my SureFlow pump. Then I have a hose that loops down into my SureFlow accumulator, and then this loops out into a on-off valve here, and then this is the hot and cold. I have just cold, but you have to split them off because my sink has it doesn't have 2 valves. And then here is the trap, basically. So it's pretty basic. You can't see there's a flanged down pipe here, and this just connects them. Little rubber, what do they call these things, Danny? A rubber gasket here, and then into my trap. And then I just did a little custom here, and then this is 1.5 inch that goes into here, and I'm still working on simplifying getting this out. So this is the sink. I have yet to install it. I do have some butyl tape underneath. Not much to say about it. It's pretty standard. It's a Dawn sink. We'll have a link to a lot of these products. Here's the faucet, so if I switch on my thing, you notice it's not too loud down here. And then, so I'll fire it up, and the water comes down through that. And that was it. Showed the setup. So we got the 3 tanks. I'm gonna add a door here. And it's actually pretty simple. I spent quite a bit of time tightening. There was a lot of leakage at first, but I think that's just how it goes. So once you get your rails, you put them in and then you measure the distance of the opening in between the rails. Sometimes the rails say what exactly you need. These ones say to take about 1 inch off. So now that I know how big my rails are in my drawer, I cut my pieces for my drawer, and I'll show you how I do that. So I've cut and sanded my drawer. This is the general idea. This will be the back. So I got this. Now I measure out and cut a base for it, and then I'll do post on all 4 sides. So I cut it. This is my base here. And now I'm gonna cut pieces out of this to go in all 4 corners to hold it all together. Here's the finished look here. As you check it out, everything's liquid nailed. I'll still clean it up, but that's how I do it. And I'll show you how I put the rails on. Alright, so this is the finished project. It's just a little drawer next to our sink. We'll put the front on later. But, you know, it's not always perfect in van life. So, see how I put the rail on up on the front. And you can see my monstrosity shim job. And it looks kind of shitty, but when you put the drawer in place, you don't even notice it, and then it'll have a nice front. So that's how you make a ghetto drawer. This is the first coat of the poly. It's the honey pine, I believe. And then what we do is we get steel wool, and then we rub that first coat down. Wear gloves. I should have put my gloves back on, because this stuff can really ruin your day. So wear gloves. I even wear a mask and goggles, and just rub this down. You can see I've rubbed this down, and then do the same to this, and then we'll paint it again. Now that they are all rubbed down or sanded down with the steel wool, now I will put another layer on these guys. a full rundown of what we ended up with doing here. So I did show this. That's just the water. We actually ended up adding a quick release on our gray water there, which makes life easier. We added the buttons to all the drawers. Oh, my thumb's all messed up, but here's one drawer we added here. This is our, oh shit, my finger's all messed up. This is our pull-out table area, or extra counter space, but I think we got that covered. This is a big fully extending drawer. We got two cubbies here, and then this one, we have a bunch of extra of this rubber from when we got the van, so we put that down there. We were thinking we would do something with that. And this is our favorite feature of this kitchen cabinet area, is the pull-out food storage.